Interesting, isn't it? Right. So when we go towards the right, it means higher percentage of carbon. Okay. So you can see, right? What you can see is for full annealing, right? For full annealing, right? We can observe that with higher percentage of what? Carbon, right? Will result in more cementite formation. Okay. Right? You can see that, right? But what will you say? Okay, by looking at a graph like this, what conclusion can you come up with? If you see a trend like that, what can you talk about the trend below 0.4% carbon? Anyone? If your carbon is less than 0.4%, does not matter what you use. Are we clear? Okay. So from here, we know when carbon or percentage of carbon is less than what? 0.4%. Okay. Both full annealing and normalizing produced similar use strength. Okay. Only use strength, yeah? Means you don't care about microstructure, okay? You only care on the use strength. Now, if we were to now focus on hypo or hyper detector now I'm going to take the phase diagram. Where's my phase diagram? Okay, if we're going to take the phase, if we're going to take the phase diagram, okay. So if we were to focus by looking at the phase diagram, if we are going to focus on the hyper eutectoid, right? Why I focus on hyper eutectoid? So at 0.77, so if I were to draw over here at 0.77, right? Then you see a big difference, right? If not, you don't, okay? So what is going on, right? So if I were to draw a table now for hypoeutectoid, so 0.77, okay? And we're going to have a table, right? So this is on the surface and this is on the core, okay? And then we have normalizing, and the other one is full annealing. The good news for the full annealing, right? And we know in full annealing, we have what? Control what? we have control cooling, right? So because it's hypereutectoid, we will get cementite plus perlite on the surface, and on the core, you also have what? That's perlite. Okay, because we control cool, right? Whereas in normalizing, we have C and C. Completely no control in cooling, right? So you can see from the diagram over here on the cooling rate diagram, right? Or not diagram, in this figure, A is cooling what? Faster than what? B, right? Right? A is cooling faster than B. So what will happen for this case? You will get martensite, okay? Martensite plus cementite on the surface. On the core, you will get the same thing, cementite plus what? Perlite. Austenite transform. Okay, if you look at over here, right, we know in this region, right, it is what? Austenite plus what? Cementite, right? Because of the rapid cooling on the surface, right, the austenite transforms to what? Huh? Huh? Or it's anything that's away from the surface. That's the core, right? Anything that's not. So you can see down here, right? You can see down here, right? You can see down here, right? When you normalize A on the surface, the cooling rate is much quicker. B is much what? Slower. Now, can anyone tell me what application is an example of application where normalizing is a good news? Where the surface is what? It's hard. The center is soft. That's me. You know, on the outside, I look like a hard person, but I can cry anytime. You know what I mean? Okay, so in what application? Yes. Yeah, well done. Gears, right? You want your gear, the surface to be what? Hard to resist what? Abrasion. You want the center to become soft. Why you want the center to become soft? Hmm? No, so that when you are driving, if there's any like impact, it will absorb the what? The energy. Okay, another application you can think of is a knife. How many of you use knife? Right? Have you realized something? When you buy your knife, in the beginning, when you cut, it is very sharp. Okay? After 10 years, when you start what? Grinding your knife, no more as sharp. Why? You guys don't do enough cooking, man. I look at him like, really? Right? You're discovering, ask mommy, right? So sometimes buy mommy a knife to kill daddy. You get what I mean? So when you use your knife, do you all know how to sharpen a knife? Right? When you sharpen a knife, right, you are getting rid of the what? The hard layer. Then at a stage, every time you cook, that's me, okay? I have a knife that's 15 years old. I'm cheap like crazy. You use and use and use. Then after that, you sharpen it, you slice, then it's not as sharp as before. This is because the hard layer has what? Disappeared. Now you're on a soft layer, where soft layer, you have sharpened your knife very often. Okay. Now coming back to here. So you can see, now you can see the effect of what? What is the effect of normalizing a piece of steel? And also what? What will happen if you what? Do full annealing. This is the reason why they state this, okay? Obtain relatively good ductility. Okay. Why in normalizing it obtain still relatively good ductility? Because the core is what? Okay. I'll see you guys next week. There will be a assignment coming up on Sunday, okay? Don't worry, I will give all of you enough time, okay? Why? Next week is not reading week.